Hello and welcome to Rage Across the Internet presents Wherever Gaia Takes Us, a World of the Apocalypse Let's Play. Starring
Daniel Tyson as Ricochet.
CJ as Nightfang.
Melissa as Hippolytus Shadow.
Tommy Dixon as Walks with Anubis.
And I'm your storyteller, Porter. Alright, you make your way back down out of the offices of the Willow's Peak zine and back back downtown.
Make a left. Because I'm assuming we came from the right.
You make a left, passing the firehouse across the street and Dave's Tavern, which is directly on your left. It's noteworthy that the sign features Windy, like Wendy's Windy. It's a drawing. It has her in like an Oktoberfest style dress, holding a serving tray, showcasing the name.
Very German.
Interesting.
Just a little. It's a little weird.
Okay, keep that one in mind.
Yeah, you continue making your way down. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Hospital.
Okay.
I don't know why I said it that way.
I guess how far are you going to find hospital?
Hospital. Nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just making my way through the town. I mean, obviously this town's not very big. It's a sizable town, but it's not like huge.
It is an entire island.
I mean, it's a pretty big place, but
I'm looking for a hospital. Just lead me to the hospital.
You're killing me here, Smalls. How would one go about finding one of those?
Following the main street.
In like the 90s.
Following the main street.
Isn't there like
There's usually
H signs?
Yeah.
Blue H signs?
I mean, there are within a certain radius.
I will go to the fire station and ask the fireman.
Okay. That's a sensible solution. Wasn't my first solution, but that is a sensible fucking solution. Gotta check the phone booth. Because it's the 90s. So those exist. This isn't hopeful. Okay, you make your way across the street. There's a couple of the guys in the firehouse. They're playing Nintendo.
Nice.
Little hockey.
Nice.
Classic, And, they'll give you fucking directions. That's not a big deal. It's a ways away, but I guess you got time, right?
We all four of those?
I mean, yes, but
We do need to figure out what we're doing next now that we've talked to KT.
we still have the other pack to look for, and we have Falling Leaf to find yet.
Any leads on any of that?
Not that I can think of. I figured we might have run into one of the other pack while we were at KT's.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I was definitely half expecting one of them to show up, and
I'm sure they knew we were there. If they're keeping an eye on her, they knew we went in.
why wouldn't they have stopped us?
They said it was fine.
As long as we didn't kill her.
Right. No need to intervene.
All right. So if they knew we were there, do we even bother with that pack?
What do we need from them?
At that point, nothing.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I don't think we need anything from them except for where the hell is Falling Leaf.
That we need to figure out.
Well, interesting little tidbit, which I didn't want to bring up in front of her. When I was reading her diary, I read her last entry. And 2 nights ago, the last entry, something is happening to her and she doesn't know what it is.
Well, that was vague.
I know, it's a diary.
That's
I got
true.
the gist.
Wonder what that could be.
Kinfolk.
Something apparently weird is happening.
Maybe she's
Changing?
changing. Maybe
Possibly. Late change.
Yeah, it is kind of late for her, but why wasn't she gone crazy at this point?
She is cuckoo to the town people.
Maybe it's not even Garu.
Just another lead we'll have to follow. Just something else to add to the shitstorm.
Just thought you might guys like to know.
Well, we are undecided on what to do next.
I think we need to find Falling Leaf before we hit that next lead.
So we gotta be back here by midnight to the park.
Maybe he's back at camp.
We haven't been gone that long.
We had lunch. We chit-chatted with KT.
You've been walking around all day.
Couple hours we've been gone.
Which direction did they give us for the hospital compared to where our camp is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can we just say in the direction of?
Then yes, if it's in the direction of, let's do it.
It's like you're shoehorning me to place a building somewhere I haven't decided to place yet. Let's just go in the direction of the hospital.
Okay.
Thank you.
As we're walking, there is one thing we need to consider before we actually get there. How are we actually going to get in to check on her? Or are we just going to stop in and say, hey, how's this person doing, and then leave? Because I don't think any of us could pass as related.
She seems to be known by pretty much the entire community. They were raising money for her. I don't see the harm in at least saying that we were just checking up on her.
I mean, I see the harm in that. We just got here.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you strike that as weird? Especially if the whole community knows her? I mean, we know where the hospital is now. That's basically the information I wanted.
So do we even need to go?
No, not right this second. We know she's there and she's safe.
I think that's our answer. If we don't need to do it, we're not going to do it. We have other important things to take care of.
Well, then I think we're in unanimous decision that we need to find Falling Leaf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So head back to camp and then start from there.
Cover more bases if we split up into twos. It is the middle of the day. I think we'll be fine.
Like, what, are we just going to canvass the entire town until we can find him, or?
Pick up on a scent, something.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe just go back to the camp, the cabins. We know he was there last night. Maybe we could find something.
I tried when we left. I didn't get anything.
Well, maybe he never came back to the camp. We saw him last at the cabins.
No, I meant when we left the cabins, I tried. Which means he probably didn't go this direction. Could have went the other direction.
His whole thing was he was scouting town. And we're here now, and he's not. You think he went back to where we found that thing? Gorgon?
Could be.
Standing around here is not getting anything done. Let's go look.
Which way?
Back to the mountain. Or back up. Back towards camp.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm picturing it a little elevated. Slightly.
A little bit.
All right.
Is that the unanimous decision, or was there splitting up, or?
No, we're going to all go back to the camp. That splitting up, not good idea.
You know, we don't have an easy way of getting hold of each other. Splitting up might not be the best idea.
All right.
Agreed.
Especially when we cover an entire town and, you know, one of us... Well, we know the sheriff's got some issues.
Well, obviously, it's going to take a bit for y'all to get back to the campsite. Obviously, you're traveling. And Hamid, is there a point where... Are you going to continue that route? How are we doing this?
Well, I say as soon as it's clear, when we get into the woods, we shift. Lupus.
Yeah, shift to Lupus.
Okay.
Yeah, be a smart thing.
Gonna check the surroundings first before shifting down.
You're clear.
Okay. Then shifting down.
So, again, this is going to cut your travel time significantly, which is why I bothered to ask in the first place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because how late is it now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you return, obviously, to the camp. There doesn't appear to be any evidence the falling leaf has returned. So I will start there. I'll give you that. It looks undisturbed from as you left it.
Okay.
Still not back. That's a concern.
Check the Gorgon cave.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the next place, next to last place we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You return to the cave to find a falling leaf. What looks to be in deep meditation.
Huzzah!
All right. You found him at least.
Yeah.
Gotta take a rock and kind of knock it. Make a sound so he... Knock, knock.
Could just knock on a tree.
Well, he's in the cave.
And then you grab a rock and knock it against another rock. It makes a sound.
Do I get his attention?
No.
I think we just have to wait.
I mean, are y'all sure y'all want to wait? I got no issues just sitting down and meditating for a little while as well, but, you know.
Isn't he in deep meditation? Do we really want to disturb him?
No, but I mean, do we just sit around waiting here, or do we want to go do something? I don't know. It's just...
What's that something? What else
I don't know.
could we do? Because right now we don't really have leads.
I suppose you're right. I don't know. It just feels like there's something. And just, getting a moment of, realization. Hey, you know what? We never asked why Katie was tromping around the woods. What was it, the other day? When you caught her scent, Ricochet? She got pretty close to her camp, I think, but I don't remember.
She was close to here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's probably just looking around.
Could be the lead she was talking about.
That's a strong possibility, too. Who wants to wake Falling Leaf? Didn't come here for nothing. You should at least know what's going on.
And chances are you can plainly hear us all talking right now, so... I don't know.
Well, you're the stargazer. You should know. Isn't it bad to wake someone who's meditating?
I mean, it's rude. Depends on, what kind of meditation it is. I don't know, it could be something like a vision or whatever. Or you could just be sitting there contemplating life and the meaning of everything and, just being in his own head.
Still in lupus. We give a little yip.
Moving closer to falling leaf. Still in lupus, your snout begins to open to make a yip. His hand moves fucking quicker than you could have imagined, holding your muzzle shut. His eyes dart open. What is it? He looks to all of you.
God, you're fast.
Just heads up, this wasn't my idea.
He lets go of your muzzle.
We have some information for you.
Go on.
My apologies first. Trying to get your attention.
No, it is okay. I was hoping to socialize, which is why I went back to camp and not off on my own.
Oh, sarcasm.
We've just learned some things we thought they were pretty important and thought you should definitely know.
Go on.
The woman who took the picture, she's something else. She's not normal. We don't know what that means just yet, but she knows things.
What does she know?
There's something going on in this town.
Falling Leaf, we had another vision last night. This time surrounding this KT, the one that took the pictures.
Okay.
Involved her running away from and getting surrounded by green fire. Weren't entirely sure and figured another stargazer might have insight we could use.
I see.
Oh, yeah, and the sheriff was the guy leaving the dead kids for the Gorgon to eat.
Falling leaf nods slowly. And you have confronted this man?
No.
Not yet. Just, we've been running off whenever we got the few times that we've run off to confront things that we know we're doing something wrong, well, ended badly at least once.
And what of this girl?
She knows we're werewolves.
We will be meeting her tonight to help her with something, so as to keep her from not producing that picture.
Like I said, she's different.
Do you know what it is you are helping her with tonight?
She would not tell.
It's whatever she was going out for whenever she got the picture.
And have you spoken to our allies?
Haven't been able to find them.
Took us a while to find you.
That was by design. Well, if you have decided to help her, then keep her safe. I am not quite sure what to make of all of this.
Hopefully this information we've given you helps your meditation.
In the meantime, what conclusions have you drawn? You are supposed to be members of the Garu Nation.
There is definitely something happening here that is more than just normal, or I guess not normal, but minor, a Gorgon showing up, whatever was up with that guy last night. This may be kinfolk who seems to be onto a lot of possible things, and not to mention all the visions. Something big's going on. Just too many straws, not enough clear picture.
Too many coincidences.
And something about a high school cult, and then KT mentioned that she knew of the thing that we killed last night. We still don't know what that was, but he was once a human.
So he was Fomore.
We don't know if it was a worm or not.
We were hoping to talk to the person who dealt with the body to see if he sniffed for worm.
Again, we have not located that pack yet. They are staying well hidden.
Surely they cannot be that hard to find. This may be a large island, but it is not that big. You found me, after all.
Took us a while.
They weren't at the cabin.
And we didn't see him in town. Do you know of any other points of interest to them? You stayed there longer last night than we did.
I don't know. I am not the... I will go find them. He stands quickly, shifts to Lupus. If there is nothing else...
Nope.
Nothing I can think of.
Very well. You are meeting her tonight, you said?
That's correct.
Meeting at the park tonight.
Yeah.
And with that, he takes off through the cave back to the entrance.
Well, that went swimmingly.
Nope. No, it did not. I'm sure he's tired of babysitting. Let's go do what we came here to do.
Which is?
Go protect Katie.
Time is it?
Has anyone got a watch?
I mean, I'm looking to the sky.
Yeah. Well, with that, it's called around 8-ish.
Still plenty of time before we meet her.
Check that hospital if you really want to.
For what? We're nipping at straws here.
I got no other leads.
Cassie,
Well, there is a
anything?
sheriff.
There is a lead we can follow there.
Yeah, we can go after him. We can go look into him, see what happens.
Let's go look into him.
Agreed.
I'm following you guys.
To the sheriff's?
To the sheriff's.
Again, I'm following suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of running around we're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Lupus.
Lupus up until...
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm going to run through town.
I mean, there's a level I'm giving that to you, but where are you going?
To the sheriff's station, I'm assuming. Even though I'm not leading the pack here. I'm following.
Question is, where is it, or how do we, or, how are we going to figure it out?
Those firemen were pretty nice. They told me where the hospital was.
I'd see you smash in a storefront.
Could be a way, or we might get a deputy.
You could go to a payphone and call 911. They'll come to you.
That's not what we want right now. We're not trying to draw attention.
I'm just offering suggestions.
It's a really bad suggestion.
Nobody else is saying anything.
Payphones. Do they still have the yellow pages?
They absolutely do.
Then we'll go to the yellow pages and look it up.
Hey, penny for the smart lady.
It's a loony.
Penny for the smart loony.
Zing.
Wow.
As we'll throw a toonie on top of that.
I did it.
Toonie for your thoughts. All right, anyway.
Yes.
Love you, Mel.
Love you too.
Man, the sarcasm.
So yeah, using the handy yellow pages, you have an address for the sheriff's station.
I was going to say, before we get too far, what are we actually going to do?
Hey, bud, saw you on the side of the road the other day.
Break and enter. Oh, that would be bad, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to break into
jail.
That. Yeah.
We're not trying to draw attention here. I think at this point we're just trying to maybe get a feel for what he's doing, where he's going. Maybe we see that car.
It's missing a door. It'd be easy to spot.
Exactly the point.
Yeah, but what about after that?
Well, by that point, it'll be midnight. We have to go meet the girl.
Never?
Did it take that long to get down there? I mean, I'm asking the storyteller what kind of time we got here.
I mean, you got enough time to do the thing you want to do.
Okay.
And then when this gets to, come on.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. 35 seconds real time.
Nice.
That's how long.
You're quick.
Hear that a lot. Wait, what?
So if we find out he's there, do we question him? Do we take care of? What are we doing?
That's what I'm asking.
Does anybody have leads on this? What are we doing with this? I got nothing.
Do we check to see if he's still mind controlled, or however we go about that, or whatever that thing did to him?
Maybe we need to ask about the missing children. He was leading the search parties. And if he slips up and doesn't tell us the complete truth, then our, honorable Philodox will sniff it out.
Why would he tell us the complete truth?
No, but what I mean is, we ask him questions about the missing children, right? It's public record. How's the search going? Have you found anything? And then just watch for changes in his demeanor. Because it hits him hard, apparently.
I mean, when we first ran into him, I was rip that door off and keep him from bringing any more bodies out there. Now that if he was actually being manipulated by this thing, how much free will did he have over that? Or, because if he was, still fully conscious about it, and the whole reason why this is hitting him hard is he's covering it up, I'm fine with, potentially, shooting the sheriff.
I shot. I'm sorry.
We're all thinking it.
I know I had to do it.
But then there comes the issue of, somebody just killed the sheriff.
That's what I'm worrying about.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we confront him at all. I mean, seeing where he's going, maybe it's shift change soon enough. He heads home, we know where that is, maybe. But a dead sheriff is not going to look good when a couple teenagers just showed up to this town a couple days ago.
That will be prime suspects, but it'll still be weird and attention that we don't need on this town. Then we are just a couple of teenagers.
Man, I got nothing.
Maybe we could sniff around the park, see if we catch a whiff of whatever she was looking for. Get a drop on it. Maybe be prepared, or I don't know, go get some dinner.
Always thinking with your gut. I like it. I don't think Cassie could afford it, though.
We're going to need to figure something out about that. I mean, anybody else got ideas?
Could at least look, maybe tail him to his home, just so we know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm thinking now. Pursue, but not confront.
We need more information, that's for sure.
If it does prove out he is just a psycho killer, yeah, I'll have no issues kicking in his door and taking him out, but until then, we gotta be, I don't know, a little sure.
Well, then let's go take a look.
Guess he knows where we're going.
All right. Lead on. Well, leading on.
And so you're going to the police station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Not super far, a few blocks off, whatever. It's fairly uneventful. I mean, you're walking the streets. It's fine. There are two squad cars parked at the front. Now it's a fairly nondescript brown brick building.
Say that 10 times fast.
I couldn't say it one time at normal speed. Brown brick building.
There we go.
There you go. Neatly trimmed hedges. Your standard glass door. Pull. I mean, there's nothing.
Do we see his vehicle? In the
You
lot.
see two squad cars.
Is there a lot behind it, or is this just in front of it?
Yeah, they're in front. There's a lot to the side, but it's just the two cars.
Needless to say, he probably drives a squad car around right now due to a door missing from his personal vehicle.
I'd believe that. I mean, we have his scent from the other night. Maybe we can find something, or I don't know. I just know we don't necessarily have the time for a proper stakeout.
No, we don't.
I mean, we now know where the sheriff's off, or where the police department is. We know he's the sheriff, and we do got a job to do tonight, so say get ready at the park, maybe look around a little bit, get the lay of the land. Just get ready.
I'm all for that.
I think so. There's not much we can do here.
At the moment, at least.
I have a quick question. So, this is a relatively smallish town, right? If I looked up, not the white pages, in the same phone book, is that last name Hogue is it listed?
Theoretically, or are you saying I'm looking for that in the... Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Well, it's the difference of,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm looking to see if, he may be the sheriff, but he may just be listed in the white pages.
I've taken a look through the phone book. It's not long at all before you find Mike Hogue, 5248 Apricot Boulevard.
Okay, I'm going to tear the page out of the book.
What is it with you and stealing pages?
Oh, everybody did that.
Hey,
Yeah, but-
everybody did that.
I know, but, it was the diary first, so I get to do the callback.
Not like I have a pen and paper on me. So I'm just going to rip it out, fold it up, wave at the boys, and go, look what I got. I got his digits.
You gonna ask him out on a date?
No.
Find out if his refrigerator's running.
Classic.
We can do that real quick.
Well, we have his contact information, so.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right.
That's
Move
something.
the plot along.
To the park.
Okay. A lot of you make your way to the park. There's a little bit of time to kill, but we don't have to worry about that.
Nope.
I would like to scout the woods.
But to what extent?
Just scouting the woods. Well, I want to go to the area where we killed the thing.
Okay.
Ryan.
The thing.
Gorgon or Ryan?
Ryan. I'm
Why would I
assuming.
want to go all the way back up to where we killed the
You said the thing. If I said Ryan,
We still haven't determined what Ryan was, so he's the
so
thing.
Ryan is the answer then.
I'm with you, Danny.
We're not going after the pineapple monkey gecko.
Pineapple monkey gecko. I like it.
Oh. Y'all.
Does anybody have sense for him?
I do.
See if there's a trace of anything.
I will. Well, once we're in a secure spot, I will use sense worm.
Okay.
What's it called?
Well, since she's using it, I'm not even going to bother activating my fetish.
3 successes if I'm looking for 6s. 2 if it's 7 and up.
All right. Also, you get a little residual taint. You said 3 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stick with that. There's a little residual, like a skin over pudding left out.
That's a good way of putting that.
I will tell them. Yep. There's definitely a residual taint here.
So Worm is at play too.
Mm-hmm.
Then Falling Leaf was correct. He was probably Fomori.
Now we just have to wait for the Weaver to show up.
Oh boy.
Well, it's bad enough with the 2. Let's not hope for a 3rd.
This whole town has gone to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Maybe we'll pull it out, or maybe we'll just get the people who need to be out. So, got some killing time till KD gets here.
Mm-hmm.
Down to try getting a little meditation in, see if something comes up about the vision.
What?
I'm just thinking. You know what? How about just for me, just for fun, a little perception empathy.
Just CJ or all of us?
Just CJ.
Okay.
That sounds like a fun time.
It does. That's an interesting one. Perception, empathy. Oh, cool. I was right.
7 on
Successes.
that.
3 successes.
Nice.
Damn. Wasting the good rolls.
That might be the case. All right. First things first, I'm going to let you take a gnosis back.
Okay.
From earlier. And what specifically were you looking for?
Just going over the dream, since I was one of the only ones to fully remember it. Just trying to pick out any detail that we might not have considered, or just, get an idea of, did it actually line up with any proper surroundings, or was it still just all way too vague?
You can say categorically that it was way too vague.
Yeah.
And you are, at this point, unsure of the nature of the flames.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they are, metaphorical or literal in nature.
Mm-hmm. Stargazer tried to stargaze. But Yeah, it'd probably take a lot more time than we have to wait to get anything.
How thick are these woods?
No, you're not sure.
Let's walking in and I want to look.
Fairly thick. First, I mean, how far are you going, you know?
In a bit. I'm going in a bit. I want to see if there's anything like behind it.
Okay.
Or if it keeps getting denser as I go in.
Yes, it's getting thicker.
Mm-hmm.
But again, how far are you going in? I mean, how much further past where you were are we talking about?
At least 100 yards. Football field.
Okay.
I'm still in ear's distance of these guys, so.
You find a little campsite further on. There's clearly a fire pit and a few logs fashioned as benches. Looks like there's been some foot traffic.
Recent foot traffic, for sure.
Give me a roll. Yeah, perception alertness.
3.
There's been some foot traffic, maybe somewhat recently. I mean, there are footprints, like sneakers and shit.
It's like a hangout. I'll head back to these guys and tell them what I found.
Okay. Do that.
Hey guys, there's a little campsite over here. About 100 yards in.
A little campsite?
Looks like something like some teenagers will set up to go out in the woods and drink or something. It didn't seem too out of place.
Interesting.
So we know that there might be people out in the woods probably when it gets later. If there is a small little campsite where people might come to drink. So to be careful when using some of the forms until we get well into it.
Yeah, definitely be careful. Don't want another veil breach. If that's what this is.
I would say we want to start placing some bets on what we're gonna apparently be doing with Katie out here. Like we're looking for Bigfoot.
I don't think we're looking for Bigfoot.
Always looking for Bigfoot.
Well, we are Bigfoot.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, we know a lot of the missing kids stuff should be over. She got those UFO sightings. Maybe this is something spiritual or ghost-based. Who knows?
Hopefully she'll tell us.
Somebody mentioned football team and a cult. You never know. Could be something. Anybody else want to scout the rest of these woods?
Sure, I can do that.
Oh, I'll come with.
Okay.
Maybe Ricochet could be the welcoming committee if she gets here before y'all are done.
Yeah, we're going to wait for her.
If we have a problem, you'll hear you up.
Got it.
Okay. I will shift to Lupus and start prowling around the woods.
Okay.
I will follow the larcenist.
Any particular direction or
Around the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Staying out of the way of people.
Yeah, no hiking paths, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Nightfang and Ricochet, where are you exactly?
She had to meet by like the fountain or something, so probably somewhere near there.
Yeah.
Just in the park proper.
Okay.
Staying in Hamid,
Right.
looking around.
Yeah, keep an eye out for anybody shady.
All right. And then Cassie and Dante, you guys are like you're in the outskirts or you're in the woods?
The woods, I think.
The woods that go
Yeah.
like outskirt, like, because I'm assuming these woods wrap the park a little bit. Or are these just on one side of the park?
Well, I mean, you guys had the map.
Well, that's not the map of the town. This is the park in the town, right?
The park's on the map.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that green thing, huh?
Yeah.
So it's surrounded by woods.
Predominantly to your west, though.
Staying around the outskirts.
Okay. All right.
Do you agree, Cassie?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep a track of everybody.
That's fine.
All right. It's not so long, maybe an hour, when a couple cars pull up in the parking lot of the park. 2 cars, 4 kids, 3 in one in the other. I mean, with you guys, with you 2 in the park and you 2 on the outskirts, everyone spots this. They weren't being stealthy, obviously, music playing, lights on, whatever. One of them goes into, with the 3 car, goes into the trunk, pulling out, you can't tell what, but some stuff underarm, and they go traipsing into the woods. Roundabout near your direction, Dante.
Oh. Stay low, stay hidden.
All right. General talking. The 4 of them are just kind of bullshitting. Talking about school shit and all that.
Is he close enough I can tell what he's got under his arm?
Give me a
4.
You can smell some lighter fluid. Looks like a blanket, maybe.
Heading towards the direction of that little camp?
Yep.
I'll stay low, stay hidden.
All right. Cassie, there is no way in hell you have missed this. Are you joining him, or are you going back for the others, or what are you doing?
I am going to stay low, stay hidden, because I'm going to observe. I'm sort of curious as to what's going on here, too.
All right. If you're both following, I'm going to need some dex stealth.
1, 2, 3, 4.
3.
This kid get hit by a tree, wouldn't notice. Jesus Christ.
That was some bad rolls on your end.
Oh, the one for sure. He almost botched. I don't know where he's on this planet.
He's the kind of person that just runs into a tree and just kind of swerves around at the last, right after, I didn't hit that at all. Of course, I knew exactly.
No, I think he's the guy who hits his shoulder on it.
Smacked in the face by a branch.
I'm sorry, how many successes was that?
3 for me, 4 for her.
Okay. Dante, you step on a branch or something, and it's just the wrong kind. It makes a nice little snap. The guy in front with the stuff under his arms takes a turn in your direction, but it doesn't look like he saw you. I mean, probably not, because he would react to like a fucking wolf following him. But
my all black fur came in handy.
Meanwhile,
just kind of sitting back at the edge of that fountain, arms crossed, just kind of looking around.
Just still hanging out?
Still waiting, but I'm looking constant side to side.
And, Nightfang.
Still just hanging out. Sort of watch them go off into the woods for a moment. So you think they might be a part of the whatever high school cult it was? I still can't get over that idea on the board.
That's my first guess. He said some kind of camping area that's probably just a bunch of kids sneaking out, drinking, but what are they up to?
Yeah, just gotta be careful with them. Make sure not to get too close.
Okay. They continue on, getting to the campsite. Put a lighter fluid on the fire. Boom, starting that up. The blanket turns out to be a hooded black robe that he slips on. The three sit down around the fire, Well, the fourth starts gesturing and whatnot, kind of hamming things up. You know, he reaches into a little bag, satchel, if you will. You know, about the size of a Crown Royal bag. Reaches in and throws some kind of substance around the fire, which makes it flare up.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No, I'm not. Why do you ask?
Is that the visual you're trying to portray?
He sits down and begins telling a story. One you've heard before. An old story, two lovers at makeout point. Interrupted by a warning on the radio, the escaped madman with a hook. Meanwhile, Nightfang and Ricochet, you two are hanging out by the fountain when you see Katie clop up. I don't know, she's clopping like a fucking dough. I don't know, you know, it's crazy. She's strolling. You know, she's got her bag with her, and another bag, a white bag, in her hand. She nods to the two of you, but looks around a little confused. Where are your friends?
Keeping an eye out. Getting a look around.
They think they might have saw something. They went to go investigate.
Oh, okay. Well, I brought you guys some dinner.
Oh, that's very, very kind of you.
Ricochet, the question is, do we call them back for this? I'm joking.
I think if it's something serious, they'll howl for us. And if it's not, they'll come back. So what's for dinner?
All right. Inside the bag, there are 4, looks like burgers. It's Wendy's. 4 pretty thick, sizable rep burgers. They actually smell really good. A Gouda chicken club. You know, the bacon portobello burger, a honey habanero chicken sandwich.
We just ate and I'm drooling. Yum.
Well,
But yeah, 4 sandwiches.
looks like we get first dibs.
Enjoy.
Take your pick, Nightfang.
What was it, the chicken Gouda burger?
All right. Excellent.
Portobello, mushroom Swiss.
They're both just delicious and juicy and fucking amazing.
Very, very generous of you, Katie. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, we have a test kitchen here.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, every couple of weeks they put out new products and all this. It's pretty cool.
It's good to know. Must be quite nice for you. Nice.
I don't eat meat,
No? No?
but I figured,
Same.
you know,
Wolves and all?
yeah, exactly.
Appreciate you thinking of us.
Meanwhile, so again, the 4 people there, the man in the one in the black robes, the hood obfuscating his face. The other 3, there's a dark-haired boy, an overweight ginger boy, and a light-haired girl. The story continues on, although it takes a slightly different direction as it goes. In this version, the girl fakes hearing the hooked man, and in fact kills the boyfriend herself. As the story concludes, the storyteller in robes stands and turns his back to the flames. Well, enough foreplay. With that, the dark-haired boy and the girl grab the fat kid, pushing him toward the fire. His protests and resists terror in his voice, his head getting closer to the flames. The figure in robes again turns, tossing more of that sand-like substance into the fire. The flame roars, burning the face of the fat boy. The flames turn green as they caress his face. His screaming suddenly stops as the girl produces a knife and quickly slices his throat, the blood spraying over the flames.
What the fuck?
The flame seems to dance with delight at this offering. The boy in robes begins chanting, "Give us your power, your blessings. Take this offering as a sign of our loyalty. Give us your wealth beyond all of our wildest dreams. O great and powerful Ancient One, we are your humble servants." There is a horrible howl. It reverberates through the air, and a loud creaking, snapping. You can see a figure creeping into the firelight off the opposite side of where the two of you are. Its body is tall, lanky, and pale. Stained, razor-sharp claws dig into the ground. The head of this creature, bulbous, almost onion-shaped. The petals of its head peel back, revealing razor-sharp claws, or rows upon rows of barbed teeth. It crawls on all fours. You hear more splinting, more creaking. As three more, each on 2 feet, come lumbering behind it.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Do we see at least...
You don't see shit.
I was going to say at least the
Did we
flames.
hear
Did the flames go
anything?
up?
You don't see shit.
Okay. Did we hear
Is
anything?
there... Oh, shoot. Is there some way for me to sneak back to where they were? Like, to get them? Because if I start yipping now, that's just gonna flag everything. I guess what I'm asking is there a dexterous, stealthy way to get back?
Well, in order, Nightfang, Ricochet, you two can hear in the distance. You know, I mean, it's going to echo a bit, which also you're in Hamid, so good luck pinpointing per se, but you can hear a thing. Now, that said, it's possible, but do you want to move fast or do you want to move quietly?
Quietly.
All right. That would be Dex Stealth.
Okay. Dex, don't fail me now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Oh no, 6.
All right. With what's your Dex right now? What's your Dex currently?
My Dex is the standard 3 plus 2, which is 5. I'm in lupus.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna make your way back to the others.
Yeah.
All right. Cassie turns, moving is both quickly and quietly, or as quickly as she can while still being stealthy.
Yeah.
It will take...
I mean, obviously I don't like leaving Dante here, but we need more bodies on the ground.
It's going to take 2 turns to get there. So, Dante, what's up?
Staying hidden.
Okay.
Got a problem, Danny? Voice your opinion.
Why do we continue to stay split up? If she's going to come back to the group, why wouldn't you too?
Because I don't want to lose sight of the threat. Like we did last time. I'm quick. No worries.
All right.
So hearing this,
Yes.
I'm going to motion to Nightfang to follow and start walking towards their direction. And as soon as I'm in the woods, shift to Lupus, going that direction.
Okay. Nightfang, what are you doing?
We'll start walking that direction as well, a little bit behind Ricochet, looking to KT for the moment. Hey, you might want to pull back a bit.
Oh, she's
I don't
already
like
walking
that sound.
She's already walking the same direction.
Oh, crap.
I'll be sticking close to her as much as I can. If we get as soon as we get deep enough into the woods, yeah, it's down into Lupus. Just keeping eyes and ears open.
All right. Okay. The two of you again making your way toward your friends. Katie, fucking, she's right there, where she was going in the first place. Dante, you witness the first of them, the one that was on all fours, leaping toward the light-haired girl. The scrag opens its mouth, swallowing her head in the process. It pulls back, ripping the head clean off. The blood squirts fucking everywhere. Second leaps forward, slicing into the dark-haired boy. Flesh from bone flying. It roars out in glee. The third, on the faceless ginger, devouring right down in the belly, having itself a good old feast. The fourth leaps to the one in robes, but stops. It approaches and roars, and slowly circles, only to run off in the opposite direction.
I'm staying hidden. There's nothing I can do at the moment.
All right.
I'm not fighting 3 scrags by myself.
Cassie, you run into to the boys.
Okay, so I'm basically grabbing a pant leg and tugging. Like pulling him towards.
Oh no, we're in Lupus.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Following right behind her.
All right.
Hey, Cassie, how about you tell Katie, stay back, stay behind.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Katie looks down at Cassie. Thanks, boy. And continues running in the direction. She picked up the pace, though. She got the message.
Can I sort of?
I'm surprised she's keeping up.
She's not.
I don't want to body slam her, but kind of knock her back behind us. Does that what I mean? I don't want to hurt her.
Like a little shoulder check.
Yeah, like just delay her a little bit. Knock her on her butt, and then she's forced to get up.
I mean, you can, but at the same time, you can just run twice as fast as her.
Sure.
Okay, we'll do that.
So the three of you are just, vroom, right? Just
We're following Cassie at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, their meal's complete. The scrags fuck off into the woods. The guy in robes looks around. A level of shock. He takes a few steps. Doubles over, throwing up. A few seconds later, he gets back to his feet, stumbling, and begins running off in sort of the direction he came. It's absolute panic in the steps. You can smell the fear off him.
I begin chase with the scrags.
They all went in different directions.
Of course they did. I'll wait for them to arrive.
Okay. That happened.
Pick a scent, follow it. We can each handle a scrag ourselves.
What?
On it.
You're a goddamn Garu. You can handle a scrag.
What? There were scrags?
Yes.
How
Yes.
many?
4. 1 for each of us. Go. Pick a scent and go. They just devoured 3 people. The other one fucked off. He's who knows where.
Yeah, you can plainly see the remnants.
Mm-hmm. Let out a howl if shit goes sideways.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm sniffing around for a scent, picking it up, and tracking it.
Yeah.
Do your rolls.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
4.
3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them.
So what's it going to be? Is it going to be 2 or is it going to be 6, CJ?
This goes. I had gotten 3.
Oh, crap. 7, 3, 4, 5.
Mm.
You should have rolled. You should have rolled the 6 instead.
I wish I would have needed an extra die for that. An extra dot.
It's 5 dice. I got all of them. So.
All right. Well, let's start with Ricochet. Seeing as these aren't happening at the same place at the same time, the 4 of you splitting up, each tackling a different set. Rushing through the forest in your lupus form, you get subtle glimpses in the moonlight of the pale hide of your opponent. Not overly concerned about being stealthy at this point.
Deep in the woods now.
Well, it heard you, and it turned. So deep or not, this is happening.
Okay.
Roll your initiative.
7.
All right. It turns suddenly, leaping toward you. Its claws primed at your lupus frame. Roll your soak.
Fuck already. So it beat my roll, huh?
Yup.
Fuck. In lupus, even. Okay.
Yup.
Two.
Dante, you're next. Why don't you go ahead and roll initiative? All right. Hearing you coming, it spins on a heel and lunges toward you. You see him and try to get out of the way, but not quite quick enough. One of its claws rakes you across the side. You take 2 ack.
2. Oh, I'm prepping my soak roll. Don't worry.
Okay. I should have kept these separate. Shame on me. That's better. All right. You give chase, gating at it pretty quickly. Again, the creature hears you and stops. It rolls on the ground, kind of skittering back to all fours. Its maw opening up to swallow your snout. Soak.
2.
Take 3. It has your head in its mouth in its entirety.
Got us a new scrag member.
Cassie, odds or evens?
Odds.
All right. Then Nightfang, you're up.
Okay.
That's one way to do that.
Who's the tiebreaker?
8.
Oh, nice.
I got an 8 on that initiative.
Roll again.
Okay. 10.
You serious?
Yeah.
Roll again.
Jesus.
Oh.
2.
Okay, you're up.
He rolled a 1. Wow. That would have been hilarious.
Yep, your turn.
Okay.
You've got the drop on yours.
Okay. Yeah, I'm running up as fast as I possibly can in lupus. At the last possible second, I want to try shifting up to Krynos and raking claws across it. Try to use that momentum.
Okay. Give us your Dex Brawl.
Okay. Div 6 or
A moment, please.
all good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to treat this as a claw.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
3 successes.
Roll your damage, strength +4.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Six successes for damage.
All right. It screams out while you rip into its side. The claw and your little finger it's caught in the rib. You have to yank. You hear it snap. Finger kind of stings a bit as you forced it free. Cassie,
Yes,
let's get that initiative.
6.
Roll again.
Oh my.
What is this?
10.
All right, fucking okay then.
Was it another one?
It was a 2.
Okay.
It's like, you better beat this.
Okay, I'm gonna borrow from CJ, and I'm gonna launch myself at it, shifting midway and clawing. Shifting to Krenos and clawing.
All right. And just before, it's your dex, Mel. And don't forget to spend your rage.
Okay, my dex is now 4.
Or dex brawl, it said Mel.
Yeah, dex brawl.
Yeah. Dex.
I caught it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. So, strength plus
Yeah,
2
4.
plus 3.
Six.
6 on your hit roll?
No, damage. roll.
Damage.
Oh, sorry. I missed the hit roll.
Yeah.
It was 4. All right. So we pivot back around. Dante. Yes. Ricochet is what I'd really said. You weren't listening. It wasn't me. It was you.
So I'm going to spend the rage to shift to Krynos.
Yep. As a 1.
Swinging at him across the chest, and then a second, more of a down rake, but the throat. So a second rage.
Okay. Spend your points. Make it happen.
So that is shifting to Krynos. Now I'm in. That's Dex Brawl. So 6. Spending the willpower to ignore wound penalties as well.
All right.
First hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 plus 2. So 9, 6, 7, 8. Five on the first one. They're both just regular claw attacks, correct? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, same roll.
One, two, 3. So
Strength plus 4.
six. So 5 and 6.
Very nice. Your claws cut deep. The first and then the second compounding. You feel the creature's thick, mucousy blood coat your hands, cover your claws. But you hear it scream in what you think is pain. It rears back a few steps, struggling to keep its balance. Dante.
If I shift, do I take damage? My head would grow.
It would grow. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Because I'm like a really sweet guy.
You are a really nice storyteller, because I was about to just spend all my rage and claw as fucking crazy as I could in Lupus.
It's still not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, hitting wouldn't be as hard.
No, aggressively, not as hard. So, I am going to spend a rage, shift Krynos, thus in turn hoping lifting it with me? Which I guess would pull.
We'll see.
I don't know if I want to risk that.
Yeah, you're not in, like, the best shape of the group.
I'm the worst.
That's another way to put it, yes. It's being a bit more diplomatic, but that's cool.
No, I'm being eaten. Shift Krynos, grabbing its mouth and ripping it open to delodge my head, followed by 2 claw attacks.
Okay.
So 3 rage.
Yeah, obviously shifting is going to happen pretty well automatically. I'm going to want a dead strength roll, of all things.
Diff.
Standard. No, that's a diff 5.
I'm going to use a lucky.
Oh.
These dice suck.
Okay.
To use superstition too and switch them out.
He's a little stitious.
Four. The other one was 1, by the way. Hence why I used lucky.
All right. You managed to free your head, which is just a hell of a sentence.
Thank God.
You know, you tear away some of the flesh, effectively ripping free one of the petals of the Scrag's head, slipping your own out from the blender maw. Yeah, this is good. Hasn't been a long day.
Begin my claw attacks.
All right, make it happen.
4 to hit.
Nice.
Seven on the first.
Damn.
Nice.
4 to hit again. Ten damage.
Holy shit.
I only missed 3 of them. Yeah, I'm superstitious because those worked. These are the bad die.
I'm a little proud of you. Your first attack slices through the midsection, deep into the midsection of the Scrag. Its mouth opens wide, screaming in terror. You take full advantage. Your second swipe going down the open maw of the Scrag. Your claws shredding it through completely. Its body falls. And congrats. I don't know what you want. You did it.
Mel's turn. Or is it CJ?
CJ.
It's the Scrag's turn.
It's the Scrag's turn.
It's true.
Because they won their initiative.
It's true.
And you two lost. So, haha. Roll your soak, sir.
Okay. Do ones take off from soaks?
No.
Okay. 2 successes.
Because getting the 1 is worse enough.
All right. In a furious counterattack, your opponent slashes down on you with its razor-sharp claws. It hits you ear to nose on the left side of your face. 3 ag.
Okay.
There is a fair amount of blood in your eyes. And now we move to Cassie.
Doesn't he get a turn?
Okay.
That's Cassie's turn. Or that's Cassie's
Scrag's turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thought it was
Thanks,
Scrag,
Danny.
CJ. I'm making sure what's going on here. That's all.
Danny. Shh.
I normally write down the order in which they go. I didn't this time because of how we're all fucking split up. So
Well, Trust me.
That's
I
why I'm
promise.
asking.
Yeah.
I didn't know for sure.
Yeah, it is now Cassie's Scragg's turn. Cassie, why don't you roll that soak?
That sounded like an awful lot of dice.
We'll find out how bad this is.
4.
Roll well.
She did.
Yes, she did. Your foe twists and contorts around. Finding an opening, it strikes, wrapping its jaws around your leg, your right leg over at the knee. 2-egg.
Okay.
And now from the top.
Tyson Scragg. Or Ricochet Scragg.
Yes. Rico Scragg.
Rico Scragg.
No, this is Tyson.
He didn't get the initiative. Yeah, it would be.
Thought I didn't get the initiative, though.
No, it's your turn.
You sure it's his turn? He had a turn when I hit my turn. It would be a Scragg's turn.
Yeah, but you two lost your initiative.
Right, so the Scraggs hit first.
So Scraggs went
hit,
first.
Then they hit.
So you guys are you're on alternate rotations.
Right, so it would be his Scragg's turn because then it's going to be Cassie and CJ's turn this turn. Because they just got hit.
Yeah, Scragg hit me first.
So it's his Scragg's turn.
But then Danny hit back.
The next loop around when he hit his, then I killed mine. Then it went to their Scraggs.
Am I that tired? Have I lost
You're
my
that,
fucking
you're that
mind?
tired. It's his Scragg's
It's been a
turn.
long fucking day.
It's been a long
We're
day.
trying here.
It has
Yeah.
been long.
But I'm 100% sure it's his Scragg's turn.
Yeah, because that would mean I go twice before he goes twice.
Okay. I'm gonna trust that it's been that long of a day and I just fucked that order up.
It's his Scragg's.
Which is
trust
funny as shit because I'm like 2 minutes ago I'm like, hey, fucking
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me, I got this.
Right?
me. And I got your
You're
back.
doing fantastic, Porter.
I think that is a lie, but I'll take it.
Take it from the top again.
No!
Oh no, this is intense, dude.
Yes, very.
Yeah.
I'm happy we split up. This is making it a little better. But yes, this would be his Scragg's second attack. Which makes sense for the third round.
Okay. All right, so it is Tyson's Scraggs.
Ricochets.
Okay. Okay. Out of curiosity, how much damage do you have?
2.
Okay, that's probably good. Yeah, get it ready.
Considering I only have 4 to use. I mean, that's a lie. I have 7 to use.
I was about to say, don't you have 4 dots in stam in your comic form?
You're a goddamn Krynos.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot I was to move it over.
Do you have lucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to need it, is what you're telling me, huh?
I mean,
Probably.
You hit all 7 of those, it sounds like.
I didn't say that, but
Roll it.
Roll it.
yeah,
I'm going to use a willpower
it
to...
is 7 damage.
Fuck me. I'm going to do a willpower to gain to guarantee a success. Can that happen on Soak? No? Can't. I'm not going to do that.
That was the roll of the night right there. Hey, sorry, dude.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Not bad.
I'd take it.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you. If you got lucky, that's up to you.
That's a lot, though.
You're going to take 3. Still alive.
Right? Flailing in unfettered mixture of anger and fear, the Scragg just starts flailing, claws flying. Only one blow seems to land, but it rips deep into your throat. 3-egg. Yeah, I know you already marked it.
Time to mauled.
Is it me?
It is you.
Even though my Scragg's dead?
Even though it's still your turn. You can do a little dance. You can...
I am... Who's closest?
You don't know. You can't see anybody.
So what pertains to my turn then?
Getting to somebody.
Right, but This is what I'm asking. Do I need to do perception alertness to find out who's closest? Like, what's pertaining to my combat turn is what I'm asking. What's pertaining to my combat turn?
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I will allow you to do a perception alertness to try to locate the closest person and run in that direction. You won't get anywhere this turn.
You sure?
Well, not now, because of the look on your face and the fact that you're holding up a finger like, correction, dick.
Well, I'm just saying you sure, because I'm going to also activate a gift.
Well, we're going to find out then.
Speed of thought.
Okay.
I gain double my land speed.
All right. Well, let's, first things first.
Perception alertness.
Yeah, make sure you spend because you have to spend a rage for the gift, too.
And spend a gnosis.
But for the turn.
To activate, yes.
Yeah. Because I'm already giving you the perception
that's
and the
fine.
run.
And if I could get this, so I'll just say this now, I will bank one.
Okay.
I mean, I was going to try to attack, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there.
And I know who is closest.
I'm going to spend my gnosis. Four.
Okay. Cassie's closest.
Running towards.
Okay. All right.
Did I get there?
No, but you will.
Okay.
You will have beaten the Scrag. Cassie Scrag's next turn, you will be there before that.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm seeing it in my head as you're doing this. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
So this is fucking intense.
It's very.
And since you've banked one, you get to do something about that when you get there. Or not. It's your choice. You could just be... Don't like your attitude. Peaches that way. Peaches that way. In the meantime, however, Nightfang,
Yep.
this is your turn.
Let's go for 2 claw attacks. That rage to burn.
It's a good idea.
I'm running out of that.
Speaking of ricochet gain, get a rage.
Okay. I'm going to end up popping a perm next turn. I went down to the 0 for the temps. Which I would have popped one anyway, but if you're gaining me one, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 3 successes.
Strength 4.
It's been common.
Only 4 damage for the first one.
Well, roid out on this next guy. Roid out on this next guy.
Royed out.
Okay.
They said Roy.
Ah.
Inside joke, but yeah.
Yeah, bring the kids McDonald's. Have a lovely family.
That was the moment I wish I had lucky.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's a botch.
No successes.
For real skis?
No successes. I can send a picture if you want.
It's our first botch, guys.
Oh, everybody!
I mean,
I'm so
I
sorry.
don't know why you'd lie. You don't have to send a picture. Why would you lie about
Yeah,
that?
there's no reason. Yeah,
I
good news,
failed
everybody,
so
I'm
hard.
fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to frame it for the first RAI botch.
All right.
Well, the first one connected.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. Your claws rip into the side of your opponent. Furious and eager to take it down, you take another step closer, aiming your other hand like a spear, intent on impaling your foe. Only you didn't watch where you were going. Your foot gets caught in a root. Your ankle snaps and you fall to the ground. Like a lethal.
Okay.
Not as bad as I thought.
No,
Oh, yeah, that's
Maybe
kind
even
of okay.
rage.
that was kind of...
That was
I
nice
am
of you.
on the ground.
Yeah, but you're also in Krynos.
Yeah.
Take a lethal. Maybe a rage too.
No, I feel like that's a reward at this point.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Or maybe lose a willpower.
Oh, jeez. Joke.
Hey.
Don't lose your will.
No, he was
Hey.
kidding.
But nobody was around to see.
So it
So
didn't.
you didn't
So
really
it didn't
happen.
Only the Scrag saw.
Well, at this rate, it might be the one telling the tale afterwards.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Now it's Cassie's turn?
Now it is Cassie's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to pop a permanent rage,
All right.
and then I'm going to claw, and bank.
Excellent.
All right.
That's smart.
It's very smart.
Because you see,
And
not
I love
only...
how she's not banking on me arriving, so that was good on her.
Yep.
Well,
She
I
doesn't
mean,
know.
I don't know.
Exactly.
but-
Cassie doesn't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. I like that she's still playing it out
Yep.
proper.
More to the point, it's
All right.
smart's doing the 2 and then banking because it's going to lower her rage score and make it less likely to frenzy. Unlike another person to my left who is probably going to frenzy real soon.
Well, I mean, right now it's only doesn't matter.
Okay, so 4 on the 4 on the first attack, like 4 to hit.
All right.
Strength plus 5.
Now, do you do strength in Krynos plus
Yes.
5,
Yeah,
or
yes.
is it
Strength in current form. Yep.
This game
Wow.
was at 8.
okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5,
Respectable.
and then second attack. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the hit.
Yeah.
That's the second.
Okay.
First attack was
No,
5 damage.
Yeah, no,
so-
I got the 5 damage. Just making sure
Okay.
that was 4.
Same damage roll, strength plus 5.
Oh. Yeah. So out of okay. I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was a lot of 10s. A
Booyah.
lot of 10s.
All right. True to your name. The Black Fury strikes. A pair of claw swipes going through the midsection. The first cuts so deep you feel the spine sever. The second is just meat, while the top half of it falls to the ground lifeless.
Bitch, please.
That's 2 down.
Okay.
Dante, you arrive in the scene to witness this very killing blow.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Where's the others?
I have no idea. But I'm geared for a fight.
Me.
Mhm.
Okay. In sheer desperation at this point, both claws, as hard as I can, 3 slashes.
All right.
Spend 2 rage.
And taking a willpower to ignore wound penalties.
Mm-hmm. That's smart, because you fucked up.
Yep. And then popping the perm to gain the rage, but spending 2 of them, right?
Uh-huh. Put you at 9.
I had 1 already.
Put you at 9.
You're right. First hit.
Tell you right now, if you don't kill it this turn, you're going to be doing a frenzy roll next turn.
Kind of guessing.
All right.
That's why I'm doing
Just
3.
warning you. Yeah.
That's why I'm doing 3. But again, he's flailing,
No,
and I'm close. So I'm at this point, like I said, it's,
No,
it's a desperation thing.
I get it. I get it.
3 for that one.
I love combat.
These plus 2.
I like that apparently my system is like quicker and more fun, apparently.
Your system is awesome.
Eight. Oh, God, I needed that.
It was 8 damage.
Yep. Second hit.
If you botch this, You're going to explode.
You know.
He is lucky, though.
3, so same roll. Eight, 9. Holy shit!
It's dead.
9 and 8.
Don't bother on your third roll.
I say it's dead.
I was going to bank it if that's the case, but
Too late.
That's not.
I know. I know.
With a combination of fear and rage in your heart, you strike. Your first blow knocking it to the ground, ripping deep into its flesh. You roll over on top of it, blindly slashing in a fury. You continue on, growling, roaring, and slashing, so there's nothing but bloody sludge and dirt under your claws. Meanwhile,
Completely out of breath, I'm sure, too.
you're working your way there. We have one remaining opponent. I don't know what I'm looking at. He can't.
Yeah, no, you're looking at a CJ.
I know. I'm
Looking at a dot that
letters.
says CJ.
Take that.
We at least get to see Mel.
Yeah, right? Get that soak ready.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Just quick question. So take off for the wound penalties as well, or no?
No.
Okay, cool. I thought so. Just had to double check.
No, no problem. No problem.
Oh boy. 2.
What are you at?
4 boxes full, so wounded.
First of all, take 2 rage. Your opponent
Take that 2 rage.
grabs a hold of you. Its claws digging into your clavicles. It kicks its feet up to your stomach and begins kicking like a cat. 3.
That would put me at incapacitated.
Did you roll your regen?
Oh, no, I did not.
She's got the lethal.
That's true.
Yep.
So get an 8.
That is just stamina to fate.
Just stamina to fate. You only need 1. It's either a pass or fail.
Okay. I got 2 successes on that, so
So
the lethal is gone. I am
The
crippled.
lethal is gone. You are crippled.
Phew!
Right. Cassie, it's your turn.
Okay. Where do we know where people are?
You don't, but you, much like Dante, you can get away with a perception alertness
Okay.
to see what you can figure out. And luckily,
All
those
right,
odds
I
are
will.
better because you're looking at one of them.
Okay. So,
You did skip over my turn.
well, apparently my dice are not working for me anymore because I only got 2 successes.
Okay, Dante is nearby.
You think.
It's reasonable. There's a decent chance that he's nearby.
Okay. I'll look for him.
Okay.
Boo, get out.
Right. And now we roll back over.
Well, would have been my Scragg's turn, but
Yeah, but it's dead, so
gone.
it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just gonna
Like it's you two, and then it's,
okay. Then I'm just gonna do a perception alertness, I guess,
Yep. I mean,
to look.
Look hard. Look fast.
roll well. I don't like how damaged CJ is.
Me neither.
3.
All right. Night Thing is closer.
Spending that rage to get to him.
Okay.
I imagine I can't do a turn though, right?
Not in a turn, but
That's why I'm asking because of the rage.
right,
So I can get to him in that turn. I just can't do anything that turn.
right.
Okay.
But you can, yeah. Much like, yep. Go ahead.
2. Wait. Yes, 2. Sorry, I wish that 3 was a 4.
All right. And in that case, I mean, it's the same as with Ricochet. You guys bank a rage. You can make a turn before the Scrag. Otherwise, no.
Even with my double running speed. It's fine.
Except for the scene.
Yeah. I get through my 5 sheets.
Well,
Top right.
Hooray for gift sheets, man.
Top right.
That's what's last for the scene. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 2 successes doesn't change my mind.
No, that's fine. But I'll still bank the rage.
Okay. A third, yeah, I'd give it to you, but not at 2.
Well, I wish that 3 was a 4.
I'm sure Night Fang does too.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of,
Yeah, let's go ahead and spend that willpower to ignore the wound modifiers. Let's just go for 3 very desperate claw attacks.
it's what we might be calling the Ricochet Special.
No, that was the bounce off the tree.
I think I'm the one who's naming it.
Okay, fine.
3 successes on the first one.
Don't make me change it to needing a nice sweater vest. Buy that.
So yeah, that was 3 successes on the first one, so it's strength plus 4. Right?
Correct.
Looks a little bit more like it. 8 damage.
Man, half y'all really like cutting this down to the wire, huh? Let's save our good damage rolls till it's almost too fucking late.
It's a better story that way.
Touche.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you wish, buddy. Keep going.
Still happy. First RAI botch. Sucks.
One
but
success.
happy. Hey, that's a hit. You just get no extra, so 7 or not 7, strength plus 2.
Yeah. That would have been 3, but there was 2 ones.
Man, good thing I was feeling generous about that botch, too. Because that would have...
He would have been incapacitated. He'd been knocked the frick out.
4 successes for that damage.
4 damage.
Yep. And that 3rd claw attack coming up.
Don't bother.
Okay.
Exhausted, bloody, and in terrible fucking pain. You force yourself back up on your busted-ass ankle and spring off of it. You can hear it break again, and then simultaneously heal while you're lunging forward. Your claw swipes true, decapitating the scrag entirely. Not to be outdone, however, you start slashing at its headless body. Your claws catching under the armpit, ripping off the arm entirely. In your fury, you catch the thing in midair and start beating the corpse with its own arm.
Perfect.
I'm okay with that. That's... Yeah, no, just...
God damn son of a bitch!
Over and over until you eventually shift down to Hamid, completely exhausted.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Actually, you don't do that because you're in bad fucking shape. But forget the shifting forms thing. I bled out because my storyteller made me shift to Hamid just for like effect. He just thought it would look cool and didn't think it through.
Getting to the site of this, I run to him quickly. 2 mothers touch him.
All right.
It's 4 rage.
Is that the highest?
Yep.
Okay, I was going to say, remember, rage is whatever is
out of
highest.
I am officially out of tempt with that.
2. Stupid 1 would have been 3. 2 5s and a 7. And then a 1 and a 2.
Well, heal up too.
Well, I've also made it to Night Fang, and I am pretty in bad fucking shape too. So
You guys are kind of roughed up.
Yeah.
Can you give me some gnosis?
give you some gnosis or give you some
Give me
rage?
some gnosis, because it costs gnosis to use this.
I can't transfer gnosis to you.
Right? Reunited, bloodied, and exhausted. You take a moment and begin to celebrate your victory when suddenly a scream from the campsite. KT. You race toward KT's location. Arriving as quickly as possible despite your wounds, you find her on the ground, decidedly frazzled, covered in blood. Surrounding her are the decimated remains of what you think are 3 scrags. The body's partially decomposed and covered in grass, budding flower growth despite the surrounding dirt. They came at me and there was a light and... The young girl faints. The 4 of you sneak KT through the woods and back to her apartment with relative ease. She wakes only briefly during the trek, stirring only enough to ask you all to stay with her for the night, a request you gladly oblige. With the girl safe and sound in her own home, it becomes clear that this girl is special and needs your protection. While the night may not be over, it is clear that, at least for now, your adventure is, and with the dawn comes the first steps of the long road ahead. And that'll do it for now. Make sure to tune in 2 weeks for the next chapter of Wherever Gaia Takes Us, and next week for the regular episode of Rage Across the Internet. If you like what we do, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, and you can always jump onto our Ko-Fi to give us a little support that, well, trust me, we desperately need. You can find that at ko-fi/Rage Across the Internet, and you can find us here, the same place you found us last week. So be sure to tune in and have some fun with us. Take it easy.